Hello and welcome to Plate Stack Chat. I'm your host, Jason, sometimes known as Jason CF Media. Now, if this is your first time listening, welcome. But for some of you, this episode may have popped up in a podcast feed that you thought was long dead. Well, I'm happy to say that Plate Stack Chat is back, albeit a little bit different than before. So unfortunately, Tom and Sam are not with me. If they were your favorite part of Plate Stack Chat, don't switch off because I have two incredible guests that will be joining me in their place. And who knows, we may see Tom and Sam in the future make some guest appearance too. So joining me this week, we have two fantastic guests. First of all is a prolific creator of incredible memes, a master of CrossFit-inspired dance moves, and when he isn't busy making memes, well, he's trying to make you drink Paper Street coffee. You know him as Memefortime, the wonderful Rodrick Lopez.
I love the dance moves. I appreciate that.
I think it's my favorite meme you've done.
The dance moves at the wedding?
Yeah, because I can't dance.
Perfect. We could teach you based off of CrossFit movements, I promise.
Well, I look forward to that, but I also look forward to introducing our second guest. So joining us is a 6-time CrossFit Games athlete who was unofficially named the fittest Beth by Arm & Hammer and the Scale as Needed crew back when that was a thing. And if you've seen the first part of the behind the scenes from the 2023 CrossFit Games, I would say a standout star from that episode. You know her as Bethany Shadburn. You'd be wrong. It is the one and only Bethany Flores.
That's cool. I didn't know that I was a part of the trailer. Woo!
You're
a part of trailers, so.
Well, you're a big part of the first episode, I would say.
Oh.
I think you've seen it, right, Rodrick?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
I should keep up with that stuff.
Well, you don't need to. You were there, so
that's true.
No, you should absolutely. You should watch it. But you feature a little bit. You get your bike helmet. We see that. So it's all that sort of period. But actually, I have a question because something happens early on, and I would like to know the outcome of this. So you bump into Dave Castro. This is, before the games have started.
Oh.
You're outside, and you're not alone. You have someone with you.
I got my favorite dog in the world, Bella.
Yeah, and he doesn't tell you she can't be there. But he does tell you that someone is going to come and tell you that you can't bring the dog.
Yeah.
What happened?
I was like, it's okay. I just, she's my emotional support dog. So we have her emotionally supported and she's got a little vest and she helps me a lot. So she was able to stay on the campus. No one ever said anything to me though. So I never had someone come up to me at all. So it was kind of nice. But yeah, she got to be a part of like all the pictures and stuff, which was really cool. I wasn't going to bring her. And then one of the ladies was super sweet and was like, I saw that you have Bella here and I love Bella. You can bring her over here to take pictures with you. I was like, okay. So that was really cool. It was a cool, special moment.
There you go. Rodrick, you've got dogs as well, right?
Yeah, I've got 2 big dogs.
Yeah, they're quite a bit bigger than Bella.
Yeah, just a little. I have a German Shepherd and then a Dutch Shepherd. So they're also psychopaths as well as being big.
What's the difference between the German and the Dutch?
The Dutch Shepherd's smaller. It's more like Belgian Malinois.
Okay, yeah. I know what that is. Okay.
Yeah. So
very smart dogs.
She's brindle. Too smart for her own good. We had to get a special crate for her because she kept getting out of the other one that we had.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
awesome.
we'll leave one of them. She's chill to be around the house, but the Dutch Shepherd, once she gets bored, she'll start eating stuff. She'll go through stuff. And this is after I'll go for a 5-mile walk. We'll play ball, all of this, everything we could possibly do for her. She still has a lot of energy and will eat the couch or whatever, or get out of her crate and figure out things to destroy.
Oh my gosh.
Her name is Chaos. So good.
Her name is actually Chaos.
Her name is actually Chaos, yeah.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
And will you be trying to sneak her into the 2024 CrossFit Games?
No, I don't think anyone would appreciate that.
You could claim
there
it's your
was a German Shepherd there, though.
Yeah, I could. I don't. She's too crazy for me to claim anything.
But if you put a little vest on her and say she's your meme support dog, would that get her through the door?
Yeah, she must be in my memes. Exactly.
Well, speaking of being in your meme, I mean, are you tempted to bring the dogs into the memes more? Because I imagine, like CrossFit, I mean, I think your memes do very well in the CrossFit space, but in the grand scope of the internet, like
Yeah.
the CrossFit space is very small. And I think the like dogs and cats space is a lot bigger.
Huge.
Yeah.
So
actually- Yeah.
yeah, like, are you tempted to be like, right, how can I, and also, as Bethany's prime example, people that do CrossFit, they also love dogs. So there's got to be some crossover there that you can use to memify your dog.
Yeah, I've definitely had them in a few memes where it's like sandbag training. It's like, why is it so important? And then it's the, my dog on my arm or my shoulder. But I actually don't really care to make memes outside of the CrossFit space. I've thought about it, and I just really enjoy CrossFit and doing CrossFit. And yeah, so doing memes outside of the CrossFit space at this moment, like to the grand scheme of everything, not really interested, to be honest.
So I don't think it should be outside of the CrossFit space.
Uh-huh.
What I think is, I know you're a fantastic
It's a pairing.
ambassador for CrossFit.
Yeah.
Is how can we get more eyes on CrossFit?
Yeah.
We get the dog owners to start looking at CrossFit.
100%. Yeah, that's a good idea.
You want to be a better dog owner?
Yeah.
You should do CrossFit.
I actually do have quite a few like videos of why you should do things in CrossFit, and it's me carrying my dogs, or like sandbag training, why sandbag training is important. It's like carrying you want to be able to carry your dog if there's a fire in your house.
Yeah, I would hope that your dog is pulling you out of the fire, personally. But that's
not chaos.
Yeah.
No,
Would Bella be up for that? Do you think if there's a fire, Bella would be quick to grab you and pull you out, or she's saving herself?
She's doing this all day long. I don't know if you can see her, but
oh, right, there we go. Guest appearance.
I'll be dragging her out. Like,
so I was supposed to ask when I introduced you both, and I forgot. You can't tell this is the first episode in a long time, but I was gonna say I usually ask my guests. You're the first two guests, but in 5 episodes time, I'll say I usually ask my guests, have you guys met before?
Yep,
we met
at the CrossFit Games.
Yep.
Well,
2022.
I was out there competing. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, me too.
Competing for attention, but that's about it.
Absolutely. No, we made a meme together. Everybody knows that Bethany does about 69,000 hours of mobility, and it's pretty well known. Every time she posts anything, it's her doing some sort of mobility thing before her workout, during her workout, after workout. So we made a video that was inspired by those videos, which was, it's like, hey, let's work out, and then we do mobility for 45 minutes.
So the thing is, I was thinking about this, and thinking if you had to make a meme, this was something I was going to ask you guys. If you were going to make a meme together, what would it, Bethany, what part of your life within CrossFit do you think would be easy to memify? And in my mind, I was thinking, surely it's the warm-ups, because that's what she does. But now that you're explaining the meme you've done, there is a part of me that thinks, I think I've seen that meme. And probably that's why I'm such a genius, is just because I was thinking, I've seen that meme. It's in the back of my head. And now I'm like, oh, yeah, actually.
Well, now we can make a dog meme.
You can.
We got to make a Bella meme.
Yeah. Why do you bring your dog everywhere with you? And then it's, you see thrusters, you start crying, and then your dog comes licks your face.
Yeah.
You look at the board, it's like air bike, you're crying, your dog comes, licks your face.
There you go. See?
If ever you need emotional support, surely it's while doing CrossFit, and most importantly at the CrossFit Games. That is,
It was actually really nice to have her there, because it reminded me that, like, I'm not to be serious or anything, but that I'm more than just an athlete. And it just like got me out of my own headspace, because it's like, she needs me and she doesn't care if I'm like training, competing, working out. She's like, dude, I got to go to the bathroom. You got to feed me, like pet me. So it's like, that was my morning. Every morning it was just like, I got to be with her, wake up a little bit earlier than maybe I needed to, and then take her on a walk and just kind of like get out of my head. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah, because I guess everyone else around you changes the way they treat you during the games. Even like your friends, your family, they kind of know that, well, this is important, and you need either now you need space, or now you need us to be there. They're reacting to you with in their mind going, it's because you're at the CrossFit Games. This is it. This is the biggest competition of the year for you. and she doesn't care. She's
Yeah,
like,
your
Oh,
dog's
boy.
like, I'm
I
gonna
don't
poop
care.
my pants. Let's go
Yeah.
right
Like,
now.
when you go outside.
I'm literally
Yeah,
pooping
exactly.
right now. I don't care what you're doing.
Oh, man.
so if you were to create your own meme, would you have gone for the warm-ups, or do you think there's something else within CrossFit that is prime for you in the way you approach CrossFit that would be the perfect meme? I'm trying to help our good friend Rodrick here.
I don't know. That one was pretty spot on because I wasn't even thinking like of that when he decided to do it with me. But definitely Bella. Maybe something about not being super strong or something with my back because I'm always broken.
Yeah, I think that is most of us.
I love the
Yeah.
I love the memes where people pretend to hurt their back and then they like, have you guys seen
Yeah.
those? Where it's like,
Ah.
Have you guys seen that?
we-
No, just me. I
there we
look at
go.
way-
No.
way too many
I've seen it
videos.
before. I'm laughing because I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. You've got it right. You're hopping on a trend, and then you bring in,
CrossFit.
Bethany is the perfect person
Maybe I've just been
to
faking
do
this
that.
entire time.
Yeah,
In the
exactly.
last
Yeah,
7
exactly.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want people's sympathy.
I just
Yeah.
need this. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that would be amazing, like at the games or something. If you just sort of in event 1 or 2, you kind of really play up this back issue, and it's like, oh, so going into the next event, they're like, well, is she going to be able to even do? And then you just absolutely shoot off, and people are like, oh, we weren't. Yeah.
That'd be
You know
nice.
who I could see totally doing that actually at the CrossFit Games is Guy.
Yeah.
He seems like a jokester. Even when he went to propose to his lady at the CrossFit Games, like during the ceremony, he pretended to go like tie a shoe first or something.
Yeah.
In front of
And then
everybody.
I thought everyone was booing too. Do you remember that?
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, why are people
What is
booing
he
him?
doing?
And they're like, no, it's Goo. It
Yeah.
really sounded like boo. I was like, dude, this is uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable.
Boo!
I don't know if it's just
Boo!
me,
Don't
but
do it! Boo!
Yeah,
I was like really uncomfortable for a while.
I mean, that is unfortunate. If you've got a name that when people cheer your name, it sounds like they're booing.
I think it's fortunate because regardless of if they're
Oh,
booing or not,
right.
you think they're cheering for you because that's what your name sounds like anyway. So anybody could boo as loud as they want, and you're just like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
go.
true. That's true.
Let's
You're just kinda
go.
like,
Yeah.
Oh, you see,
that's true.
this is why he's
Win-win.
one of the most positive guys I know.
I like it. I like it.
You see the way we're
Nothing
seeing
in the
these
bright side.
situations.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. You were doing a warm-up the other day with like, I mean, we're talking about going into sort of these long warm-ups, and I think people approach warm-ups in different ways, and the older we get, the more we value them. I mean, like I actually like training. I usually train at 8 o'clock in the evening, after sort of a full
in the evening.
Hey, I'm
Sounds terrible.
that's a
Oh,
full
Hope you're
day of
asleep.
working, being a dad, and then it's like
Um,
work is finished, kids are now off to bed in a minute, I can go and train. And what I find is I'm finally warm. Like by 8 o'clock, things start to feel loose. It's like I finally allowed my body to move. Sometimes I train at 9:30 in the morning, and while I definitely feel like I've got more energy, just we'll finish the warm up in the class, and I'm kind of still using round 1 as a warm up because I'm like, this still feels like I'm not quite warm yet.
How old are you, Jason?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I am 37.
37.
Yeah,
Not
I look 12, but I am 37.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
well,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
That's you're getting a lot of information out from me here, Rodrick. I don't like it. I like to be an enigma.
Oh,
people found out my real name the other day, and they were like, "Oh, I just assumed your surname was CF Media."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pronounced for media, but
Yeah.
How old are your kids?
my eldest is 10, and so it's my son, and my daughter is 4.
Okay.
Yes, so still very, so like dad life is still very hands-on. It's not kind of, but they've both done CrossFit Kids, enjoyed it very much. So
Nice.
two little athletes in the making. I found CrossFit much later. I was already like I've only been doing it about 7 years, maybe something like that. So I was, I was already 30 when I started,
Wow.
which and I can't even have that thing where, people are like, well, I'm training for the masters division. I'll kind of wait. I'm never going to be an elite individual, but I'll train up now and I'll be really good in the masters category. And I'm like, have you seen my masters category? Rich Froning,
Yeah,
Scott
exactly,
Panchik.
exactly.
That's different now.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got no chance of making it in the masters category. So I am instead behind a microphone looking at a camera and
half of
basking in your glory.
Yeah, half the 35 plus masters make it to the semifinals as just games, as just regular athletes. You're like, what the hell, man? How are you snatching 285 still? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
I mean, I feel I need to return the question now. How old are you, Rodrick?
I'm 30.
You're 30. Oh, so young.
Yeah.
So young.
Me too. I'm 30.
Very young.
When's your birthday?
August 1st.
Oh, August 23rd.
Wow. Leo,
wow,
are you still a Leo, technically?
I'm like the cusp of Leo and Virgo. I think it changes like on the 23rd. So I can go either way.
Wow.
93.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm terrible at like being 30 when I don't recognize that I'm 30 until one of my like cousins, she's just started college. When I was in college, I thought I was so old and I'm so ready to tackle the world. And then I'd go, to like a family gathering. I'm like, dang, no wonder people were telling me all this stuff. I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Yeah. I was really sad for like 2 weeks when I turned 30. Yeah. Really sad. Like my friends and family are like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm not sure. Like, I'm really sad about this, but I don't know why.
I definitely will wake up sometimes and think about my early 20s. And I'm like, man, that feels like so long ago, but also kind of miss some of the time, the things that I was doing during that time. But I couldn't be sad too long because the day I turned 30, I was like finally finishing selling my gym and doing a bunch of other stuff that like a lot of things came together the day I turned 30. So it was really actually really cool day.
Can't be mad.
Yeah.
How long did you have a gym for? Oh, sorry, Jason.
I had a gym for 3 years. Yeah.
How long? 3?
3 years.
Okay. And then it just, I guess I don't want to make it too personal.
No, ask away.
I was just wondering why you sold it.
Yeah, I was in excruciating debt. No, I'm just kidding. No, I actually never wanted a gym originally. I was kind of forced into having a gym if I wanted to continue training the people I was training and make videos. Fun fact, not everybody is super stoked on when you do good for some reason. Weird concept. So yeah, people weren't stoked at the gym that I was at previously. So I just opened up my own spot. Never was the goal. And then at the beginning of the year, I told my wife, I was like, hey, I think I want to see if I can do content creation full time. I'm just going to go to every event I can, put everything on a credit card and see what happens. And by the time where my lease was going to end, I was able to generate more income with content creation than owning the gym, unless I were to like get a bunch of more clients, which I didn't want to do. So I just told everybody, I'm like, look, I don't want to have the gym anymore. I can totally train you still. So I just train people at a different gym and pay that gym. But it was amazing to not have to worry about paying a bunch of money every month to have a place that I never really wanted in the first place. But it was a great experience and I learned a ton. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for you for like taking a risk and doing something that you're passionate about. And you just like don't know if it's going to work out or not, but it did for you. You took the risk and it paid off. So yeah, that's awesome.
As cliche, YOLO. I like for, worst case scenario.
Cliche for a reason.
Yeah.
So, good for you. That's inspiring.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I mean, it's impressive that your wife was also so supportive, because that can be a pretty scary thing to, I mean, that's something I find, not that my wife isn't supportive, but like when I'm making decisions about, I want to go here or I want to go there, or I want to do this, I'm always thinking about, I've got to, and I think it's different because we've got kids as well. So it's not it's not as much a financial question. I mean, it's not a financial question. I don't have any money, so it's pretty easy to not worry about having money. But it's more like, if I'm away that weekend, she's got the kids, and then I'm away this weekend, and she's got the kids, and you know, I want to make sure that I'm also there to help out, and so she has some time free and not just constantly looking after the kids. So yeah, it's tricky to make those decisions, but it's nice. And she pops up in some of your reels. We've seen your wife there.
Does. Yep, she doesn't. She's not always stoked to be in them, but I'm like, yo, it's gonna be really funny if you're in this. All you need to do is just pretend I was actually telling you these things. And she's like, all right, fine. And then everybody's always, I love your wife's reactions. And I'm like, it's just an honest reaction to what she would do if I was doing this dumb stuff.
I was going to say, the fact that she doesn't want to be in them, I think really helps, because she does look like, you know, the ones where maybe your orders of like supplements are turning up and things like that, and you just see her expressions. Brilliant.
Yep, exactly. But she's been extremely supportive through everything. She's never batted an eye. Never has she gone, are you sure about that? Or let's do this, or doesn't even question it, which is, I don't know, maybe she's crazy. So
do you like run it?
Crazy.
Yeah. Do you run it by her? Like when you make a meme, do you sort of show her first and say like, hey, what do you think before you post it up, or or actually is that like you don't want to know?
No, I mean, like, for all the decisions I've made business wise, memes, content, whatever, she never questions any of it.
She said, you're the creative, you go.
Yeah. As long as we can still pay our mortgage and you're enjoying yourself and doing what you enjoy doing.
I was about to ask Bethany a question, but now she's
sorry.
She's like putting her headphone in.
Yeah.
Well, just as we're on the subject of, you know, marriage and our supportive spouses, obviously, you know, we've mentioned Shadburn to Flores. That's because you got married. When did you get married? How long ago was that? It feels like it was a while ago now. Time flies.
I know it does. It was last August, but I procrastinated a long time on doing all the name change stuff because it's such a pain. It's such a pain. So I waited basically until before semifinals, and then it didn't change until after semifinals. So I was Shadburn at semifinals, and then I was like, do I change it? Do I not? I was like, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's my coming back year after 2 years off, so people can just, you know, get over it or be okay with the name change or not. Like, it's my life. So
yeah,
and I would like honor Randy too with it.
Yeah, at least it's a name they can pronounce, because
it's a better one. It's pretty easy. Like, if you get that one wrong, we got some other problems. But yeah, Shadburn was a hard one for people. Shadeburn, I don't know. I got some crazy stuff ever since I was little. So yeah,
I was just thinking of now we get more and more international athletes within CrossFit, and there are some pretty tricky names, and I think now people are a bit more hot on like, no, you should really, like, that's not how you say their name. You should be trying harder to actually get it right, because they put in a lot of hard work to get here, and then they might, especially if they're in the lower heats, and maybe this is going to be the only time the camera is going to be on them for the whole day. Like, let's get the name right. So so they shouldn't complain about Flores. That's nice and easy, nice and simple.
Yeah, it's an easy one.
And I'm assuming he's very supportive with kind of all the training, all the stuff you do, because the life of an athlete is quite I don't want to say selfish, but you have to prioritize a lot of stuff for yourself.
Yeah, it is. It's very selfish. And first of all, I think that he's super supportive because he also works with professional athletes. So he works for the Lakers. So he kind of understands the lifestyle. Obviously it's different because it's basketball compared to CrossFit, but I think some of the same rules apply. He just very supportive. That's why I wanted to change my name. It's just to honor him and just all the support he's given me over the years. And it was worth doing, even though it was a pain in the butt.
See, now I've got to ask a question now, and this will upset the CrossFit fans listening. But you say he works with athletes and he works with the Lakers, right? So I don't want to say quote unquote real athletes, but I think the level of athlete he's working with is, I would say, in a more traditionally professionalized atmosphere.
Yeah.
There we go. See how
Yeah.
I'm dancing through this, Rodrick. I
Dude,
hope you appreciate
honest,
that.
Yeah,
you're
that was
not
impressive.
you're not going to offend me because it's hard for me to say I'm a professional athlete because I'm not making my money off of competing. I am a little bit, but it's mostly through sponsorships. So we're just glorified ambassadors at the end of the day. I hope we can get to the point where we can actually consider ourselves professional athletes, but I have a hard time and have had a hard time the last 7 years being like, oh yeah, I'm a professional athlete. And then people are like, oh, and what? And I'm like, CrossFit. And they're like, they don't even know what it is. You know?
What is that? I've
And
never
I'm like,
heard of it.
and then I can't explain it. It's like hard to explain. I'm like, I think a lot of the professional CrossFit athletes have a hard time explaining exactly what we do. We're like, we do a little bit of weightlifting and running and swimming and gymnastics, and you put it all together in a competition over 4 or 5 days. So people just don't understand it yet. And so I don't get offended. And yeah, I think it's just really hard for me to be like, yeah, I'm a professional athlete.
Yeah, that is funny, isn't it? Because we obviously sort of surround ourselves a lot with people who do know what CrossFit is and know who, who are the big names in CrossFit and what's considered impressive to, with regards to performance within CrossFit. And I went up to, we had Fit Fest not long ago here in the UK. And so there was the exhibition, and you had, Daniel Brandon and Alex Kazan and Pat Vellner, Brent Fikowski. So these athletes are all there. And I was speaking to a friend who is not within the realm of CrossFit in any way, and just saying, oh yeah, I was up in Birmingham last weekend because there was this, Fit Fest, and it was, British weightlifting and British indoor rowing and all these different things. And the reason I was there is because there was this big CrossFit exhibition, and they had some of the best in the world there. And and like that, here's something. Oh, it must have been like incredible the weights they're lifting, and you're like, yeah, I mean, yes, it is, but I know you're thinking kind of like strongman, and
Yeah.
it's not really that. And I'm trying to explain how it's more like how many times they can lift a pretty heavy weight, in succession, and it's a race, and it is interesting when you have to suddenly be on the outside again, trying to sort of, oh yeah, okay, hold on, how do I explain this to someone? I think it's much easier to explain what CrossFit, the methodology is, to someone than it is to explain kind of the CrossFit Games to somebody.
Yeah. I feel like both are really hard, but
oh yeah. I said easier. I didn't say easy. Well,
I'm just like, yeah, I'm a bodybuilder. When people ask, they're like, are you a bodybuilder? I'm like, it's easier sometimes.
I wonder if they're more accepting of that as well.
They are, because they know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they ask then, do they ask like, oh, do you make money doing that? Is that sort of a follow-up?
No, they usually just stop there.
Oh,
They're like, cool.
I'd love you.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I've got to ask now, Rodrick, you used to be able to tell people you own a gym. That's probably a really easy, what do you do? I own a gym.
Yeah.
And you don't have to explain all the content creation and all of that. What do you tell people you do now?
Yeah, it depends. It depends if they actually seem interested in what I do, or they're just trying to create small talk. If they don't really
you're in the back
care,
of a taxi, like an Uber, and the guys go, oh, so what do you do?
That's Randy.
I mean,
That's Randy to a T.
Yeah, I mean, it depends too. If they're just like trying to create small, if you can tell they just don't really care, but they're asking, I'm in marketing. That's it. Because that's essentially what I do, right? I'm marketing my own product. I'm marketing myself. I market these companies. And then if, some other people seem really interested, I'm like, well, I usually start with, I make dumb videos on the internet. And they're like, you make money doing that? And I'm like, yep. Who would have thought? And then
it's more accepting now, though,
For 100%. Yeah, people think it's really cool. But yeah, marketing, make it easy.
Marketing. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just planning for the future when I can finally quit a normal job and just do this kind of thing full time. I need to work out what to tell people to justify the living I'm making. Okay. Yeah. Good to know. I'll write that down. I'm marketing myself. So,
marketing. You're marketing yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. I mean, I quite liked glorified ambassador that Bethany went with earlier. I thought that was a great. I mean, I'd love you to tell something like, the Uber driver that. What do you do? I'm a glorified ambassador.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But no, Rodrick, I like that you respect yourself enough to not try to explain yourself. I feel like that's what Randy does too. Like you have to fish for it. He's not just going to tell you right away exactly what he does and like, oh yeah, I work for the Lakers, you know. He just, yeah, I do strength and conditioning. And if they just leave it there, then he doesn't have to tell people exactly what he does. So
Yeah.
I like that you respect yourself to be like, no, I know what I'm doing. I'm confident in what I'm doing and I'm proud of what I'm doing. I don't have to like share it with everybody to get their approval or whatever it is.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, I will
Yeah.
tell them like, yo, follow me.
Yeah.
Oh
Follow me.
yeah, like if they, yeah,
No,
of
I'm just
course.
kidding.
What you should do is take their phone. So what do you do? Have you got a phone? Yeah. Are you on
Yeah, yeah,
Instagram? Yeah. Okay. Look, let me show you. I'll show you what I do. Is this
Yeah.
your account? Yeah. Right. Okay. So these are my videos.
Yeah.
Look, it's easier if you just click follow, and then
Yeah.
they'll show. Yeah, and then you give it
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
You do
I
that
mean,
to
you
every
see it.
person you meet,
Yeah, man, that would be good.
and then
Just
just conveniently
only-
forget your phone places. Start asking people if you can borrow their phone. I'm sorry, I just need to make a call.
Ooh, that's
By the way,
good.
do you have Instagram on here? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
I don't remember my wife's phone number. Can I use your phone real quick? And I'll message her on Instagram.
That's funny.
What's her name? Memefortime? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always been tempted to like walk around my neighborhood and just knock on doors and be like, hey, do you guys go on Instagram? Here, can you follow this? Yeah, this is why you see me in the middle of the street, like running around with an ice barrel over my head.
Yeah. I mean, do they ask? Your neighbors must ask, or they must know.
Yeah,
No, they
I have to
have
know.
no idea.
No
They have
idea.
no idea.
None.
They're just
Is
like,
that-
there's some weird guy outside.
Yeah, they must think that I'm ridiculous because I'll literally put my tripod outside and like yell and run by the tripod and like record myself running. And they'll ask, like sometimes they'll ask like, oh, like what do you do? And I'm like, I'm in
This.
marketing.
Okay.
Marketing.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is what modern day marketing looks like. I'm sorry to tell you.
this is what peak physical condition looks like. First off, second off, if you need help marketing, let me know.
Yeah. I think I've seen a couple of times Bethany grabbing a cat or a kitten.
Is it a little cat?
Oh,
Winston.
Winston.
Yeah, I just got him.
I was gonna
For
say
Randy.
we don't hear about Winston. We hear about
Yeah.
Bella, but we don't hear about Winston.
Yeah, I just got him the day before New Year's actually for Randy. Randy's a cat man, which I respect, and his cat died a year and a half ago, and he was really sad about it for a really long time. So he wasn't ready for a new cat, and then I decided to just surprise him with one. So
Yeah.
Was he
he's super
surprised?
cute. Oh, he was so happy. Yeah, he was
Did
super
he
surprised.
cry?
It was more laughter.
Mm,
It was like so much joy. It was laughter.
that's
like,
cute.
Got it.
You did a good job.
Yeah, I
And
was like,
do,
okay.
do Winston and Bella get on?
We're getting there. Winston actually doesn't like Bella, so which is surprising because he's only 8 weeks old. I thought he wouldn't have those instincts quite yet,
Yeah.
but he does. He was like right away. So yeah.
Oh, and it,
But they're already getting along a lot better. It's just gotta monitor it for a little bit.
and will we be sneaking Winston into the 2024 CrossFit Games?
We might have to. I am
Yeah.
gonna get him a leash, so
Really?
I'm gonna make him walk outside like a dog. So he's like a cat dog.
Yeah.
It's better that way.
Great TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking the same.
Gotta start making some YouTube series.
Nice. Okay. Well, I promised that we would keep these chats short, and hopefully people want more, and then they reach out and say, "You guys have to come back on the show. We'd love to get you back on." So, if people aren't already, following what you're doing, I think you've both got a lot of exciting stuff coming up in the near future. Where are they going to find you? Let's start with you, Rodrick. Where's the best place for people to find you if they haven't worked it out already from the conversation?
Yeah, no, I'm in marketing, so you can't really find me anywhere. No.
LinkedIn.
Instagram, and then Memefortime on YouTube as well. I'm going to be posting some long form videos this year. So.
Ooh, nice.
Woo!
Very nice. What about you, Bethany?
Mostly just on Instagram. I didn't put my handle like y'all guys did. Smart. Bethany CF, pretty simple, pretty easy. I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, just making shorts right now on YouTube, but I also want to get some long form videos up. So hopefully we'll do that, but it's a lot of work and you got to find the right people. So I'm in the market for all that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well,
Jason,
I will try.
Where can
tell me.
Where can they find you?
Well, right
What's your
here,
address?
hopefully.
What's your address?
Yeah, in the UK. So
Yeah.
if they want to travel, they're welcome. Yes, of course, you can find me. Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find me here on Jason CF Media on YouTube. If you're listening to this on the resurrected Plate Stack Chat feed, you can find some of the stuff there as well. Instagram is probably where I put everything. So if you're not following me on Jason CF Media on Instagram, that's probably the best place as well. If you are watching this on YouTube, you know, a like and a subscribe goes a long way. If you're listening to it as a podcast, a review is apparently super helpful. So if you want to leave a review for how much you enjoyed listening to Bethany and Rodrick, then that is also much appreciated. And I will put links to Rodrick's, Memefortime YouTube, Memefortime Instagram, Bethany's YouTube, Instagram, all of that stuff. So you can either see that in the show notes on the podcast or in the, I guess it's also show notes on YouTube, or the description, the video description on YouTube. There we go. We've learned it there. Thank you once again to my wonderful guests. Thank you everyone for listening, and we will be back around the plate stack next week.
Thank you for having us.